for the collective, we have the Four of Pentacles. Now with the Four of Pentacles, you're doing your best to save money. We've been talking about the past few days taking advantage of the situations that you've been a part of, and this is where you do some of that, and you do some of that monetarily, where you're either saving resources, whether it's money or something else, and ensuring that you can kind of shore up your security. It's likely that you may have felt like you were out of control before and you didn't have any kind of recourse against some of these obstacles that you've faced, but it seems like lately you may have kind of gotten your feet under yourself for the first time in a long time, and as much as you may want to be treating things as though they're like everything is precious, you did get it to utilize it. So don't forget about using things practically, and you can still save, but ensure that you're not hoarding resources that you could utilize right now to help further your cause even more. Ophiuchus, this is your daily for September 27th, and second time doing this one, and it feels like this is something that you're going to end up coming back to, or somebody else is trying to address something from the past. Now, I kept getting this phrase, forgive those who trespass against us, forgive all previous transgressions. I don't think you need to do that. I don't think you're the one that's coming back to this. It feels like this is somebody else that's dragging everybody back to the past to address this issue, this situation, and it's because they don't want to change their point of view. They don't want to change their mind, even if they're being presented with evidence, receipts. Even if they were there and they saw how something went down, they don't want to acknowledge it, because even though you may not understand it in its entirety, it feels as though they had some kind of influence to the situation that was much greater than you're aware of. And if people keep acknowledging that something's not right here, that there's some kind of difficulty here, and they can't pinpoint where it's coming from, it's because they're the one that had something to do with this. They had some kind of influence over somebody else or something happening, and they don't want anybody else to find out about it. So beware of someone keeping secrets, maybe somebody else coming up that feels like they're totally unattached to this, whatever this is. They're going to come in and just kind of be like, oh yeah, you mean whenever you crashed that car on September 28th of last year or whatever? You know, something that they're going to say very nonchalantly, and maybe it's because they went out drinking and they're not known to drink, or they, you know, they did something that nobody else knows about, but this person does, and they just happen to bring it up out of nowhere. So be on the lookout for that. September 27th for Aries. So Aries, with the star, it is a wish fulfillment. You're finally getting something to line up the right way to where your path is kind of smoothed over. Now, I want to kind of temper this a little bit and say that just because you get a few good omens, do not think that everything is going to be smooth sailing from here on out. There is still work to be done, but and I say that because it feels like there's something just around the corner that might take the wind out of your sails. So enjoy all the good fortune right now, and don't keep yourself wound up too tight, but still stay focused on handling what needs to be handled. 27th of September, and I almost said June, guys, so this is for Taurus. Could be something else that had something that happened in June or June 27th. But Taurus, we've got the Devil for you today, and it could be very tempting to lean into your shadow self today and get other people kind of tied down to what you want them to be tied down to. Kind of infiltrating somebody else's connection, or infiltrating, maybe this is happening to you too, so flip this where this goes, but it's almost as though you're trying to kind of restrict somebody's actions for their detriment, but for your benefit. Yeah, it's like you're trying to instill codependency between one person and another, and I don't think it's really going to work out the way that you think it's going to work out. Yeah, kind of instilling this attachment is going to totally backfire, so beware of using somebody else's addictions against them as well. And somebody could be doing this to you. So flip it where it needs to go, and avoid any kind of restriction. That means restriction that other people are putting on you, and restriction that you could be putting on other people. Avoid doing that, because otherwise today it's kind of like the devil rearing its ugly head to show itself for what it is, and you may not like this part of you or this part of somebody else. September 27th for Gemini. And now we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So I know that there is the dark side of wealth on this card, and that's what it says on this card. And you had the King of Pentacles come up earlier in the week, so if that person was trying to get you to agree to disagree, agree to whatever their ideology was, this is why you weren't supposed to do that. You're going to see how much it is they're trying to use their material wealth, whether it's resources or just cash money, how much they are willing to use that against you. Like, they've been trying to see the chink in your armor, Gemini, and they think they found a spot that they can kind of dig into, that they can utilize to manipulate you in some way. And I don't think you are as lacking as they think you are, so don't kind of buy their line of BS where they're trying to say, like, well, you need me for this, or you need me for that, or, well, you have to do this because of this, and I don't think you do. Cancer for September 27th. I keep wanting to say July on these September readings, guys, especially for Cancer, but Cancer today for the 27th, it looks like you have the Moon in reverse. If you were afraid of confronting something or dealing with something from the past, an obstacle that you have right now in the present, it seems like you're going to go in and clean up and just deal with the damn thing. So even if other people seem to be standing around and saying, oh, look, Cancer's doing this, oh, Cancer's doing that, well, you're triggering their insecurities, and they just need to stay the hell out of the way, because it feels like you may have been holding back getting something done to keep from offending somebody, to keep from stepping on toes, and you know what? Doing that hasn't solved any issues. So go ahead, get in there and get it done. Leo for the 27th of September. The World. And lately I have been really focused on that green wreath that's around the figure in the center. Where are your boundaries? What does your world include? And are you looking for it to include anything else? Have you put up too firm of a boundary that you can't let something else in that you now really want, now that you've got this kind of stabilized environment that you're in? It kind of feels like whenever you're playing a game and you get to the end of it and you finish everything and you've gotten all the achievements, and now it's like, well, I really enjoyed that, now I want more of it. realize what is enough, and maybe why something suddenly isn't enough. Why it is that you're missing, you may just be missing the chase and missing the process of looking for something else and bringing something else in. September 27th for Virgo. So Virgo, you've got the Justice card in the upright, the 11 card. You know, not the 11 card, but the 11 card. And this is a gateway for you to go through. It's likely that there could be some documents coming in that help you move forward, but help you move forward on an established path with rules and regulations, and we all know how much you guys love those. So it's like there's a definitive path being laid before you that you're supposed to walk down, and the cause and effect are already written in stone. So again, with this, I'm not sure that you're seeing it for all that it is. Yes, this is justice. Yes, this is a clear-cut path that you're supposed to follow. However, I still feel like there's going to be something that's thrown in your way, thrown in your pathway to see how clearly you're really seeing things right now, and how equally you're going to allow yourself to react to a person, place, or thing. 27th of September for Libra. So Libra, with the Ace of Wands in the upright, a new idea, a new project comes your way, and as much as you want to put all this energy into this right now, it feels like you're going to have some obstacles, some kind of catch up where there's like some small responsibilities that you normally deal with on a day-to-day basis that's going to be getting in your way. Kind of deal with them in stride as much as you can, and maybe even get everything done before you start working on this project. Ensure that you're setting out a very distinct block of time where you're going to be able to work on this and then go to town, but it does still feel like there's some opportunities that are going to kind of break into the middle of this. Like, well, if you decide to start your own business, and that's what all this new energy is going into, and then, oh, that job that you applied to 6 months ago that you really wanted, they're getting back to you. They want you to come in for an interview today and maybe get you started tomorrow. So this may be a defining moment for you, or it could be just kind of a test to see where your resolve really is. Scorpio, for the 27th of September. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This lost opportunity is really going to be a benefit for you, because you're going to see how bad of an investment this could have been for you. Now, while it seems to be working out for one person, because I see like this is going on between, it was supposed to be between the three of you, maybe even 4 or 5, but you got out of it for one reason or another, and so did somebody else, and it's almost as though you're sharing looks back and forth like, well, I'm glad we got out of that, because one person seems to be doing really, really well, and it may be at the expense of the other two that are still in it. One is really not getting what they thought they were going to get out of this and are feeling like they're getting screwed over. The other person still feels like they're snowed, like they're taking it for what it is and just kind of writing it out, trying to see what they can get out of it, but they're not really attached to what they invested in anyway, or what they invested with anyway. So it seems like they had money that they were willing to lose. The other person really seemed to be down on their luck and was hoping this was going to turn around for them. But yeah, this is just proving that you were right to trust your gut. Sagittarius, for the 27th of September, we've got the The King of Swords in the upright. Someone coming to you with an idea. It seems like a clear-cut idea. It seems like there could be cutting cake involved. So whether it's a wedding cake or a birthday cake. I just saw a sword cutting through a cake and it looked like a layer cake. So doesn't mean that you have to be getting married, but you could be making some decisions that involve commitments. And really, it feels like this King of Swords is asking you to make a decision about a long-term commitment, after which you will both celebrate, but somehow I still think you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs wondering, okay, and why did I get here again, and how am I supposed to use this to my advantage? 27th of September for Capricorn. We've got the Five of Swords. I don't know why I just said two. You're trying to hold on to two ideas, two reasons that I'm not sure that you even want to hold on to anymore. One you're about to drop because, you know, there's no reason in fighting it anymore. There's no reason to uphold it anymore. And these other two ideas are not supporting you or helping you in any way. They're just something for you to carry around as a burden. Now, if other people have left the fight, left the conversation entirely, that should tell you something. That they have said their piece and they're not willing to be a part of this argument anymore, this conversation anymore, because it's not going anywhere. If you're trying to do something and change something about these conversations, about these situations, about these people, it may be more important for you to find out why it is that you're holding on to this, and is it really what you think it is? September 27th for Aquarius. September 27th for Aquarius, we've got the Three of Pentacles, and I don't know why I felt like I needed to repeat that. The Three of Pentacles is supposed to be teamwork. That's supposed to work out fine. The right people are here. They have the right skills. They have all the resources that they need, but it's like the personalities are clashing. Who is supposed to be leading this? And you may find that someone was given false information about their role, what their role was supposed to be. Now, this is to the tune of someone coming in and being told that they were going to be given lead on the project and everything would go their way, and they'd be given what they needed to do, what they thought they came there to do, and the script has been flipped. Whether it was flipped on you or somebody else, and you could find that everyone involved here has a fully formed set of ideas of what their role was and what they were supposed to do, and you may all have to go and consult the person or the people who put you all in the same room in order to figure out what the hell is going on. And there may be something big about pay discrepancy as well. Pisces for September 27th. We have the Emperor in reverse, because why wouldn't he just be kind of sitting there upside down, unhappy with everything, and wondering why it is that everything is upside down? Someone that refuses to change anything because, well, they shouldn't have to change anything. They built this world, and even if it's not the way that they want it, well, somebody else should have to fix it. Beware of a lack of discipline in yourself, in kind of standing up for yourself and feeding into reckless behavior that doesn't get anybody anywhere. It really does seem like this could be a person or a part of yourself that's trying to get you to do something that is really just going to waste your time, and it's not going to fix anything. So acknowledge whether or not something is practical. Fire can be kind of wild and can move with wind or with the slightest change of atmosphere, and yeah, it's almost as though there's something that's trying to I just saw a dragonfly flying upside down. So somebody whose spirit is trying to get somewhere, but they're doing it in the wrong direction. So that may mean something for you, or it may not.